G'day guys. So look, my name's Gorge Camorra. I've been in the industry for nearly 20 years now, and I just wanted to talk a little bit about sort of my biggest lesson that I've had in hospitality. I've owned venues pretty much the whole time that I've been in the industry. Learnt from many a great bartender and had a lot of experience travelling and stuff like that. But I want to tell you a story about a fella by the name of Big D. So we're talking probably now about 10 years ago. At that time I had a bar called Cloud9 Bar down in Geelong. It was the first cocktail bar, and I can remember that a lot of the weeks were booked out, especially with a lot of functions and stuff like that. And I would go in at 5 o'clock, start setting up and just doing all the mise en place and prep work before my staff would come at around 6:37. I was a bit of a tight ass sort of owner operator, so to save a little bit of wages, I would go and set everything up. The doors would be open from 5, but normally you would never really get any customers in until later on in the night. So a fella came in one day and his name was Big D, which I was later to find out. Came in, he was probably borderline at that point of intoxicated that I couldn't serve him anymore. Strolled on in, sat down, and he said, "G'day mate, my name's Big D," introduced himself. I said, "Yeah, hey mate, my name's George." He said, "Can I have a pot of Carlton Draft?" I poured it for him and continued on with my work. I kind of was ignoring him. He was trying to chit-chat with me. I honestly didn't have a lot of time. I felt that he wasn't really worth it. I was only going to let him drink one beer and sort of send him on his way. Yes, I know, really shit attitude how I was. But, you know, he asked things like, "How's the business going? Do you have a family? How's the family?" and so forth. I sort of said, yeah, blah, 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 and just kept talking, but not paying much attention to him. He finished his beer, said goodbye, and took off. So about a week later, Big D came back again, and roughly the same time said, "G'day George, how you going?" I said, "Yeah, hi mate, how are you?" He goes, "Can you remember my name?" And I said, "Oh, not really." Honestly, I didn't really care about remembering his name because I didn't think he was that important. Yes, as I said before, pretty shitty attitude on my behalf. He said, "My name's Big D, how's your week been?" I said, "Yeah, pretty good mate, as I'm polishing glasses and getting ready. How's the family going?" "Yeah, okay mate, no problem." I said, "Oh, okay, no dramas." I didn't ask him anything back. No problem. Finished his beer. "See you later, George." "Okay, see you mate." I'd forgotten his name again. The third time he came in, he said, "Hey George, how are you?" I said, "Hi mate, how you going?" He goes, "Do you remember my name?" And I said, "No, I don't." He goes, "Oh, okay, it's Big D." I said, "Yeah, look, sorry Big D." He goes, "How's the family going?" "Yeah, good." "How's business going?" "Yeah, it's been okay." "Oh, that's good." So I get back to my things and he says, "Hey George, just want to ask you a question." I said, "Yeah, what mate?" He goes, "Have you heard of the word empathy before?" And I said, "Yeah, I guess so." He goes, "Do you know what it means?" And at the time I didn't, and I said, "Well, not really." And I think I definitely had a bit of a smart tone as I said it to him. He goes, "Well, George, I've been in here, this is my 3rd week, and every time that I've come in, I've asked you, do you remember my name? How's the family? How's business going?" and so forth. I go, "Yeah, that's true. That's right, mate." He goes, "Yeah." He goes, "Have you noticed that not once have you asked, 'Hey Big D, how is your work going? How is your family?'" He goes, "You really should treat people the way that they treat you." I was mortified. I was so embarrassed, and I just felt like I wanted to sink under the behind the bar. Like I really felt terrible about it. And I said, "Okay, mate, I get what you're saying. I've been totally rude. I probably, because you only have one beer and go, I didn't see you as important as any of the other customers that come in. But I am really busy and I'm just trying to get everything set up." He said, "I understand that, George." He said, "But you've got to just make sure that you don't know who I am and who you serve. You should treat everybody equally." I said, "Yeah, look, fair call. Thanks for telling me, all right, and addressing that because I was clearly in the wrong." So the following week he comes in, and as he walks in, I go, "Hey Big D, how you going mate?" He goes, "Oh, George, you've learnt." I go, yeah, I have mate." I go, how's your work week been? And he said, yeah, look, it's been fantastic. How's the family going? Oh, yeah, you know, not bad. The missus has given me hell and so forth, and we had a bit of a chuckle about it. We ended up becoming good friends. He would come in every week. I found out later on that he played football for Geelong in the 60s, along with Sam Newman, and he was doing a construction of the ring road around Geelong, and he was there. It was towards the end of the ring road, which took 3 years. So once we became friends, he started bringing in all the other workers, because you see, they all lived in a motel because most of them were away from home, and they would go out for dinner every night together and so forth. Even though he was from Geelong, he would still go out with his work buddies every night. So Thursday night was palmy night. He would go across the road to the hotel, they would have a palmy, and then what he started doing is he started bringing in his work buddies to come in and have a few drinks with me. Okay, so our takings at that time for a Thursday night were about probably $300-400 a night. Pretty quiet, but for me it was okay. It was just me working for myself, and it helped pay some of the bills. So our takings went from around $300-400 a week to over $2,000 a week. They were coming in, they were doing shots, they were drinking whiskies. It was awesome. This happened for a little bit over a year, and at the very end, when they finished the major construction of the freeway, the ring road that was going around, their work said, guys, we're going to give you a thank you as a finishing present, and we're going to give you $4,000 to spend somewhere and have your going away party. Well, guess where they had their going away party? It was at Cloud 9. All right, so if you think about it and do the maths, for that whole year, plus that going away party, it was something like over $110,000 that they spent over that year at my venue that I would have lost just by being just being a rude prick, to be honest. All right, so don't forget, you know, hospitality is all about customer service and making them feel welcome and making them happy and leaving in a better mood than when they arrived, okay? It's not just about me shaking cocktails and thinking that I'm king shit and so forth. That was one of the biggest lessons that I've learned, and you know, I've been really lucky to meet all the bartenders internationally that inspire me, your Gaz Regans, your Dale DeGraffs, your Philip Duffs and stuff like that. But it's kind of weird that my biggest lesson from was a fellow called Big D. I never saw him again after that. I have told this story so many times to students, and when I do training sessions, I just wonder how he would feel if he knew that I was telling this story to everyone. So guys, customer service, that's what it's all about.